Good afternoon. I'm Jeff Pomeranz, Cedar Rapids City Manager. Thank you for the opportunity to share information from the city as well as many other partners working to support our community during this disaster. With extreme temperatures continuing this week, there's a cooling location available at the U.S. Cell Center that's 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. all week. This location also has charging stations available. We encourage residents to utilize the space to get out of the heat this week. We're pleased that 2 splash pads are now open at Twin Pines as well as Hayes Parks. Crews are working on Hyder Park and anticipate the splash pad will be opening tomorrow. All other parks remain closed at this time. It's important that residents at this time avoid parks that have not been cleared for safety. You can find the addresses of the parks that have the 3 splash pads located within them on the city's website, cedar-rapids.org. All hard surface commuter trails have been cleared, and they're open for bike and pedestrian use. 5 neighborhood resource centers remain open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily, and they'll be open at least until August 30th. These locations are staffed by city employees and volunteers and provide information and resources, including food, ice, charging stations, access to mental health services. Some donations are also distributed through these centers. And the location of the resource centers are as follows: the Ladd Library, Northwest Rec Center, St. Paul's Methodist Church, Taylor Elementary School, and Metro High School. Again, addresses of these locations are available on the city's website at cedar-rapids.org or on the storm damage response page. We have the United Way and Salvation Army here with us today to talk about other resources and food locations. City departments will provide safety and cleanup updates. We also look forward to hearing from our utility partners, Alliant Energy, Mediacom, and ImOn. Thank you again for listening and for allowing us to provide these critical updates to the community. We appreciate those that are here with us today, and in particular, members of the media, for helping us get the word out. Thank you very much. Next is Joel Schmidt from Alliant Energy.
Thanks, Jeff, and thank you everyone for being here. Joel Schmidt from Alliant Energy. I remain in awe of the work, the commitment, and the Iowa Strong rebuilding that has taken place in the last 2 weeks, all to provide one of life's necessities, electric power. Very proud to report that greater than 99% of our state, county, and city customers have been restored. And we will not stop until the remaining are reconnected. As of 2 o'clock, that was 472 customers in Cedar Rapids. As you've heard me say before, we had crews helping us who have worked on hurricanes for decades, and they have never seen the damage that we experienced right here in Cedar Rapids and the broader Lynn County area. In fact, many of them said this is the worst storm they have ever seen in their long careers. We know there is still work to do, and that many of our customers are struggling to rebuild. I want to affirm that we will be here working with you to do all we can to provide assistance. Our project Reconnect that I mentioned on Friday is about continuing to care for others by assisting in their recovery. A value that myself and each and every one of my fellow colleagues at Alliant are committed to. Alliant Energy employees, retirees, our board of directors, along with the energy Alliant Energy Foundation are supporting Project Reconnect. Kristen from the United Way will discuss more details about this project after I'm done. Please let us know if you are still without power, especially if you've had an electrician repair damage to your meter pole. If you've already contacted us, please contact us again. We want to be 100% sure we have you on our list and can get to your home as quick as possible. Visit AlliantEnergy.com/emergency and complete the report an electric outage form, or call us at 1-800-ALLIANT. I'd like to thank our customers for your patience and your support of our crews. I'd like to thank our community, elected officials, all our partners, our vendors, the National Guard, our employees. Together, we are Iowa Strong, and we will be forever bonded by this experience. Now I would like to turn it over to Kristen Roberts from the United Way. Thank you.
Thanks, Joel. As Joel mentioned, I'm here to talk a little bit more about Project Reconnect. United Way of East Central Iowa is very proud to be a part of this Project Reconnect in partnership with the Alliant Energy Foundation. In addition to the initial investment of $60,000 from the Alliant Energy Foundation, United Way is committing $40,000 of its disaster recovery fund to help pay for those repairs residents need for their personally owned exterior electrical system, including the meter box, the service mast, and weatherhead, so power can be restored to their homes at no cost. The combined funding from Alliant Energy and United Way will help HACAP handle case management and dispatch electricians to customers. In addition, Local Labor Management Cooperation Committee, LLMCC, has committed to providing $25,000 in materials to Project Reconnect. LLMCC is comprised of local union electricians who employ IBEW Local 405 contractors. And those contractors will also provide a discounted rate on their time in efforts to stretch all of these dollars as far as they can go. We know that the derecho has had a great impact on those families who live on the edge of being financially stable. In addition to the stress, the expenses of having to reattach the electrical box or mast to home could be the difference between a family remaining financially secure or not. We encourage anyone who is an Alliant customer and is responsible for their own utilities to contact HACAP to see if they are eligible. Income guidelines will apply to those who are approved. Residents can contact HACAP at 319-739-0056 to receive assistance through Project Reconnect. Thank you. Up next is Corey Bauman from Mediacom.
All right, good afternoon. Corey Bowman with Mediacom. In the Cedar Rapids metro area, we continue to restore services as quickly as possible. We are prioritizing areas where we have the most number of customers impacted. Our primary goal is to get everyone connected and online as soon as possible. We are working on some temporary options and repairs to get people up quickly and then come back and finish the rebuild later at a later time. Some areas will require a complete network rebuild because of the extensive damage, and those will be completed over the next few weeks. We will be providing a more detailed schedule as to when those services will be restored in those areas in our email updates. After the storm on August 10th, we originally had 45,000 customers offline. We've made progress in restoring services to an additional 18,000 customers in the past week. However, we still have 12,000 remaining customers offline that we're working on today. Our crews are working 7 days a week to get everybody up on get their network rebuilt and get the services online. If your service drop to your home is down, the line that connects you to the pole, you need to please call Mediacom and let us know so that we can make sure there's a job in the system for a technician to come out and replace that drop. Please do not cut any lines that are low or that are down on your property. That could still be one of our lines or somebody else's that could still be active even though it's down. Contact Mediacom at 855-MEDIACOM. That is 855-633-4226. Or you can use our mobile care app. Mediacom customers will also receive email updates on the status of the repairs. You can also follow us on Twitter at Mediacom Support. We also have a text message service that's called Connect with Molly, and you can text us at 66554. Mediacom does have a free Wi-Fi station available to the community at our office, located at 6300 Council Street Northeast here in Cedar Rapids. We have additional crews in place, and we will not rest until we get the services up and running for the whole community. Thank you. Up next is Lisa Radigan from ImOn.
Good afternoon. ImOn technicians continue to work diligently to reconnect our customers. Last Thursday, I reported at this press conference that 55% of ImOn customers had restored services. As of today at 2 p.m., that percentage has increased to just over 73% of ImOn customers who have their services restored. Our crews have followed right behind the power companies. While some are reconnecting customer residence and business locations, others are working to repair areas of our network that suffered damage. Our primary objective is to get 100% of ImOn customers reconnected as quickly as possible, and ImOn teams will be active 7 days per week until that happens. In the meantime, please remember that ImOn provides free community Wi-Fi at a variety of locations throughout the city, where you can safely access the internet and maintain social distancing. These Wi-Fi spots include downtown and near Green Square Park, the McGrath Amphitheater, Nubo City Market, the Ladd Library on Williams Boulevard Southwest, and the parking lot near the Jane Boyd Community House. If you are one of the ImOn customers that has commercial power but does not have your ImOn services, please go to myimon.com/storm2020 and report that to us if you have not already done so. If you have, you're on the list, but if not, we need to get you on that list. We always appreciate our ImOn customers, and particularly now, their patience and understanding. Thank you. Next up is Jen Wenter from Public Works.
Good afternoon. Some brief updates today from the Public Works Department. Crews continued to work over the weekend on picking up the curbside piles. As of this morning, we have collected approximately 48,000 tons of debris from curbside pickup. As of this morning, we have also completed our first pass on collecting curbside debris from approximately 20% of our roadways, and we have updated the progress map out on our website. As a reminder, we have a massive volume of debris within the city, and we understand some streets still have large piles. Please use caution when driving down these streets, reduce your speeds, be cautious when backing out of driveways. As we shift from immediate response to longer-term operations, we have secured the assistance of several new contractors who specialize in high-volume debris removal. This contractor has mobilized and will begin hauling tomorrow. Their contracts will last the duration of our cleanup needs. Storm debris curbside pickup will also begin next week, and we will issue additional communication on that process later this week. Reminder that residents are asked to keep storm-damaged debris in separate piles from their tree debris. A quick reminder about the mulch piles that you may be seeing at some of the haul sites. During the hot weather this week, you may start to see some vapor rising off these piles of mulch at our drop sites. This is normal as the mulch begins to steam as the wood decomposes in this hot weather. We are also completing final repairs on 3 signalized intersections, and then we will have all of our traffic signals back up and operational. Our signage crew will continue to replenish roadway signage. We've completed all of the stop signs and major safety signs that were not buried under tree debris. We'll continue to go back and get those, and then also work on all of the other signs starting on our major arterials and collectors. Again, I cannot say enough how much we appreciate everyone's cooperation and understanding as the city takes on an unprecedented amount of emergency maintenance needs during this time. Thank you. Next is our Fire Chief, Greg Smith.
Good afternoon. I just have a couple of quick updates. First and foremost, the curfew is being rescinded effective immediately. Electrical power has been restored to nearly all customers in Cedar Rapids, and so the curfew is no longer needed. We ask citizens to continue to be vigilant during the evening and overnight hours when it is difficult to see debris on sidewalks or roadways, because there are still hazards that are out there. Secondly, the burn ban will remain in effect indefinitely. Elevated temperatures and tree debris drying out quickly causes an enhanced fire risk in our community. While we still do allow outdoor cooking, we ask that everyone be cautious if they are conducting outdoor cooking, and that the cooking fire is completely extinguished immediately upon finishing the cooking of your meal. That is all I have for updates, and I'll turn it over to Shala Ashworth with the Salvation Army.
On Sunday, August 23rd, the Salvation Army assumed responsibility for 3 of the 6 feeding sites in the area. Yesterday, we served lunch and dinner to approximately 1,250 people. Service will continue throughout this evening and all day Tuesday. We will be ending our participation in those serving sites Tuesday evening. On Wednesday, August 26th, the Salvation Army will serve lunch from 12 to 1:30 at our regular location, 1000 C Avenue Northwest. On Thursday, August 27th, we will resume full service with breakfast from 8 to 9 and lunch from 12 to 1:30. Due to the damage to our gym cafeteria, our meals will be served from our canteen in the parking lot in takeaway containers. As we move into a long-term recovery phase, our social services staff will be available to help with food boxes and rent utility assistance. We are extremely grateful for all the support that we have received from members of the community, city officials, and organizations as we continue to help those in need. And now Mayor Brad Hart.
First, I'd like to thank my fellow council members for being here and for your ongoing work for Cedar Rapids. Tomorrow, the Small Business Administration Administrator Carranzo and Governor Reynolds will be here to announce SBA help for our community. Businesses of all sizes and private nonprofit organizations may borrow up to $2 million to repair, replace damaged or destroyed real estate, machinery and equipment, inventory, and other business assets. For small businesses and most private nonprofit organizations of any size, the SBA Economic Injury Disaster Loans will help meet working capital needs, regardless of there being any physical damage. Disaster loans of up to $200,000 will be available to homeowners to repair, replace damaged or destroyed real estate. Homeowners and renters are eligible to receive up to $40,000 to replace or repair damaged personal property. These interest rates can be as low as 3% for businesses, as low as 2.75% for nonprofit organizations, and as low as 1.188% for renters and homeowners, with terms of up to 30 years. It's remarkable. This information is available on the city's website, and you can also call the SBA Customer Service Center at 916-735-1500. This weekend, my wife and I worked at one of the neighborhood resource centers. These centers were established by the city and are staffed by city employees and volunteers. They're there to provide really important resource information to our residents, along with food, water, ice, cleaning supplies, and even some used clothing. There was a steady stream of people there getting this important information, food and other supplies, and almost everyone was incredibly grateful and helpful and thankful for the help. These resource centers have been open. They're open today, tomorrow, in this heat by volunteers and city workers. This is just another example of how our city and how our residents are stepping up to help all the residents who have needs in our community and to help move this community forward in our recovery. And with that, I think we're going to turn it over for questions. Maria, thank you.
can open up for questions. Yes.
For the Project Reconnect, how much money is raised so far, and how much money is expected, or how much money do you want?
The question was for the United Ways and the Project Reconnect.
At this point, $100,000 has been committed to it, but there will be more dollars coming. I know from Alliance standpoint, they're encouraging any employee who gives to it, they will also match at a 2-to-1 ratio. So if I'm an employee and I give $100, it will then equal $300. So there is more dollars. There are more dollars coming.
And can you talk about what specifically the money goes to? Like earlier, about tree removal not being a part of it because they didn't declaration.
Project Reconnect with Alliance purposes, and Joel could answer this as well, their purposes are to help those who are not connected to the energy. So Alliance is coming in, but their masts or their weatherheads have come off. That's what the dollars are for, or the electrical box, to be able to reattach those to the house.
The question was if there's an update of how many residents have been displaced. I do not believe that our building services department is represented here today, so we can get back to you on that question. One moment, please. We might have a response.
Thank you. No new numbers, but I would say that we do know that 1,700 housing units were impacted, either as a major damage or placarded. So we do know that a certain percentage of them will not be able to live in those properties.
The question was about long-term solutions for housing services.
Right, and what we are really seeing is this need for housing for, kind of that 2 to 3 month horizon as repairs are done to these homes. So again, we're working with the other agencies that are serving the public to find out what are all of the resources that are available. And again, this is not just rental units, this includes hotel rooms, so it really is going to be a combination to meet those needs in the short term so that important work can get done and these units can be brought back online.
Do we have any additional questions?
I know it had been an issue before getting hotel rooms. Do you have an estimate of area hotels still at capacity?
The question was about the availability of area hotels.
And that number is continually in flux. I will say things are shifting. So for instance, as linemen are done with the work and are leaving that had come in to help us, we will be having some of those open up. So again, it's a fluid situation. Really what we are focused on now is getting as much of that organized so that all of the information is together so that we really can meet the needs of each of those families with the available resources.
Okay, that concludes our press conference. Our plan now is to host another news conference on Thursday unless we have any immediate needs come up. Thank you.